in an old style based on the 50s, 60s, and 70s, is how the streetcars arrived in the city of El Paso in 2018 after they stopped operating in 1974.
The streetcar operated in the 1950s and the 60s and to the 1974. After that, we had a lot of community activists, a lot of leadership in the city that wanted to bring this back. So it wasn't actually up until 2010 when a feasible study was made to bring this new transit service here back to in downtown. In 2014, there was money was allocated from the Texas Department of Transportation for $97 million. After that, that's when the project began. You saw the construction with the rails and with the streetcar. It's more of the downtown and the uptown loops. It's a 4.8 mile route that it takes. It interconnects a lot of the government buildings, also to the ballpark, to the stadium. People that want to go to the restaurants, and whether they're crossing from the south of the city, the international bridge from Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, our neighbor city, and they want to go up to UTEP, they can take the streetcar.
Residents like Carlos de la Garza still has memories on how his experience was when he used this transportation.
The trolleys in the old days, when I was a child, were a very interesting ride. First of all, they were very cheap to get onto, and they would go to Juarez. In that day and age, we would get on the bus right there on Paisano, and usually Stanton. To get across, you only paid a few cents, like 3 cents or 5 cents. And so it wasn't expensive. We would go shopping, visit relatives, and then return to El Paso with my grandmother's shopping bags, which she had at the time, and with all of our purchases. So it was, for me as a child, it was a lot of fun to help my grandmother going and coming. And getting on the tranvía, as we called it in Spanish, was quite an interesting thing.
Hortensia Garcia, another resident of El Paso, remembers the moments when she enjoyed this transportation in the 70s. What memories do you have of the streetcars?
Oh, very good memories. I remember in the 70s I had to go to school, and I used Juarez to El Paso and vice versa.
Have you used already these streetcars? The new streetcars?
No, not yet. But I would like to try it again for transportation, just to remember the good times.
What year do you use these transportations?
I think in the 70s.
On the 70s?
Yes.
It was different from the new streetcars that we have right now, or
I remember was green with a line, some line, white.
A white line?
White line.
Oh. And do you think it was a good idea to bring these streetcars again?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and I would like again have a ride again in the streetcars.
The streetcars offer an excellent premier form of transportation mode for residents and for out-of-town visitors, and it also makes the city have a healthy living environment.
So this gives more options to sustain that healthy environment here in El Paso, a walkable environment, a healthy living environment where a passenger or a customer can choose to get on the streetcar and use that same ticket to transfer to the Brio, to transfer to our regular bus service, or they could start from home. If there's a bus stop close to their home, they can use that one ticket, get on the bus or on the Brio and go to downtown, and then they could take the streetcar with that same ticket. Once you're in the streetcar, there's the nostalgia, there's that feeling how it used to be, and you're the same for transportation. If you get from point A to point B and it was boring, we did a very good job. We wanted to be air conditioned, and once you get on, like, oh wow, I'm done, I'm already here, perfect.